It's the Ginge Show.
So I feel like I've been starting it out with one of my closest friends in the world, but that's because I've had my closest friends in the world at the beginning. So one of my closest friends ever, Katie from Russia.
Yeehaw!
Welcome to the Ginge Show.
I'm a huge fan of your show.
Thank you very much. Check out those boots. Those are
in case if you're
serious.
not watching, by the way, I smacked my leg, not anything else.
Yeah.
So
It was a leg smack.
yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So you moved to Dallas
Yeah, a while ago.
a while ago. Are you liking it there?
I love Dallas. I love Texas. I want to get a tattoo on my chest of Lone Star State.
Wow.
That's
that
how
committed.
hardcore I love Texas.
Okay. I mean, so we have
Sounded so
clearly
aggressive.
been.
I'm sorry.
We've clearly been replaced here. You and I worked together on Power 96.5 for how long do you think it was?
Almost 6 years.
Almost 6 years. Did I hire you before I met Sarah?
It was right around the same time.
Okay.
As far as I remember, because when we met, you told me a random story of how you asked a girl out on a date or something. And I was like, why are you? And I don't care. And so at first, because I did not know you that
Right.
well, and I just thought it was really random why you would even tell it to a random girl, you know? So I think it was around the same time.
Okay.
Because you guys been together for 6 years too, right?
Yeah. Now, for the record, it wouldn't be like me telling it to a random girl saying it's like I hired you and we did work together. So it's not like I walked up to somebody on the street.
Okay, for the record, you told that to me the day we met.
Oh.
At the arena concert. Should
Okay.
we tell that story?
Yeah, that is. Well, that does make it much more random. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with yours. All right, so we really do need to go back to that from the very beginning
do.
because, and I'm wondering who of us should tell it because the way we met was epic. One of the most epic stories of my whole career in radio. I mean, my memory is really bad, but it's something I will remember forever.
Me
so.
too.
I was there. We'll start from my side and then you can tell your side. So we were there, Huey and I, for some kind of a remote. It was a concert for NF. Mm-hmm. Okay, concert for NF. And so I was just kind of walking around and I run into this lady right here. And then what did you say to me?
I said, hey, are you the Foch?
That is exactly how it went down. So not only did she think I was Foch, but she called me the Foch.
The Foch.
So that absolutely slayed me.
Okay, in my defense, I am not local. I'm from Russia. So in English language, I thought the is in front of every nickname in a way. So I just said it because I thought it was respectful.
And then I laughed and said no. And then you said,
I want to work for you.
And basically some level of it's the greatest dream of my life.
Yeah.
It was very dramatic of how badly you wanted to work on the radio.
Yes.
I had never had anybody say anything that powerful to me ever when I was in radio. So I don't think I told you right away, you should be on the radio. But I think that day I said, come back in a few days and I will interview you, right? Mm-hmm. It happened when we met, right?
Yes. You told me that there is an opening position, part-time, of an assistant, promotions assistant or something like that, that will be available in a few months or maybe in a month from that moment. And you will send me a link in Instagram to apply on Indeed. That's what you told me. So
that's incredible. I didn't actually remember some of the details, but there's something so powerful about just any industry you want to be in, just approaching the person and firmly saying, I want to work for you. I want to do this for a living. That was amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, I don't think it was specifically you wanted to work for me, but you wanted to work on the radio and you at least knew to say, are you the Foch? So I knew you had listened. So that really helped. And then I hired you and you came in for your first interview and
yeah. And I stayed. So let me tell you my side of the story.
Okay.
I moved to America back in 2016 and we lived in Bolivar, Missouri. All of this information is just so you know, I was local in the 417 area ever since I moved here.
Yeah.
And I did not speak English very well. My sources were either my high school or my college then, or my radio in the car. And every time I would go somewhere with my mom, we would have a preset of 96.5 playing in the background. And every time I would go to school or college, I would hear Foch on the radio. And it would constantly catch my attention because I would hear that laugh, and my mom would be like, why is this laugh always on? Like, what are they talking about? I don't understand. I don't speak English. Translate it for me. And so Foch and the morning show in a way helped me learn English, which is why I was obsessed. I was a huge fan.
Wow.
And I thought you guys are like the biggest stars here. And so I was not aware of the old school lunch hour, unfortunately.
Just okay. You were in school.
Yes,
like legitimately.
Exactly. I was in school. And so the day of the concert, I remember it just like it was yesterday, not being dramatic. I remember every detail. I was driving in my car and I was listening to 96.5 and I heard you say, Huey and I are here at the Shrine Mosque. And we are here at the NF concert giving away swag, swing by and say hi. And I started just like shaking. I was like more excited about that than the concert itself. And as soon as I parked, I met my friend and I saw you and I was like, this is my chance. This is now or never. I want to work for them and I will do anything. I honestly did not even expect you to talk to me because I thought you were just like such a huge celebrity. You wouldn't even like respond to me. But you did, and I was like, this is amazing. And I think I said I want to work, not because I actually thought you would hire me, but just like to get your attention in a way. Like that was like a fangirl attention getter like that I used on you. I don't know.
Well,
but I actually wanted to work. Of course, I just thought it would never happen. Zero chance.
I mean, and it is so incredible. I mean, how many years did you say you'd lived here?
11. In America.
When you met me. It was like 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, it was like 4.
So, I mean, there's no way you could have thought that was super likely to happen, but there is just a thing in people that you cannot replace. They either have that thing or they don't. And my entire life, that's what I've always looked for, because that is one thing you just cannot replace, that passion. And that truly just blew my mind. I mean, and it is so crazy of a tale to have lived here for 4 years and to work on the radio. I mean, it seems like literally the most unrealistic job that would be possible.
For a foreigner, I agree.
Yeah, because living here that recently.
Yeah.
But it just, already how well you spoke English was amazing. And I think I saw the value of even maybe the part that you didn't know actually could be funny and just part of your character. How quickly did we say you were Katie from Russia? Was that always the...
I think as soon as you guys heard my terrible dating stories and you were like, wow, that's terrible. We want to hear that on the radio. We want everyone else to know how terrible this is.
And so the first thing was you being on the morning show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it probably was Foch, because Foch...
It was Foch who named me that.
Yeah. Because like, you know, when 417 Foodist was on, I called him Billy the 417 Foodist, and that's just kind of how we talk on radio, of like, you give somebody a name, but then you give something to remember them by. But the Katie from Russia just really stuck. That story of us meeting is incredible. And you're right, I had just met Sarah. Like, I'm talking, we did that bit on the radio like days before this happened. So I've known you nearly the exact same time that I've known my wife. And we also were the last 2 people on Power 96.5. We made it through. I mean, we also got let go on the same day.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I've ever officially talked about that story. But
Are we allowed?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what are they going to do?
Okay,
Fire us again? Oh my gosh. And you know, the other thing too, I don't know if this happens with you, but when you don't get fired, you get let go if it's without cause.
Yeah.
Like I got a severance, you got a severance because they had no right to let us go.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a right, it's just we didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
You do not want to say I got fired because we didn't get fired.
No.
And I've always had people, I've heard them say, well, I was let go. And I'm like, just call it fired so we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you didn't get fired, you don't want to say that because it makes it sound like you did something wrong.
Yeah, we got let go. We did not get fired.
Yes,
So
we got severances.
Yeah. And I started my new life in Texas, baby.
Yeah, and I
with
started
that severance
my
money.
new life as a podcaster. and a DJ. TheGingeShow.com. Go see all about
Subscribe on YouTube's.
Yeah, that's true. I always do. You've seen run a commercial in my own podcast.
Yes.
I feel like you would
need
do
a sponsor.
that too. Yeah, you would do that too,
Maybe
right?
I can find you one in Texas.
Okay.
It would be something mortgage related though. So
I'm into that.
hopefully you can plug that.
I only feel like I 95 know what that word even means.
Seriously?
I think it's about like money and houses. That's
mortgage?
right?
Yeah, mortgage is on the house.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
when you
see?
like pay the bank to
But it's
own
like
your
when I
house.
worked with radio, I could fake talk about it. But it's not an industry that I'm really an expert in or anything at this point. Okay, I truly I remember where we were. We were talking about when we got let go.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened same day. How much did you know it was coming? I
Not
knew.
that day. It broke my heart. Like, in all honesty, not to be like cringy, it legitimately broke my heart. I went home and I cried for 2 days straight. I could not believe that could happen because that job was my dream and everybody working there were my family.
Yeah.
That's how attached I was. So I'm going to cry just talking about it again. It's like PTSD moment.
No, I get it. I'm glad. I've talked to some other people in the radio, our other radio people on the show already, but it's like you and I had such a similar experience in this way. And it's something that, I've wanted to talk about because, like I said, it's not like they can sue us. I mean, we're not saying it's just like a company that let us go. But
Right.
I think I thought it was coming even more than you did because I just felt that thing of, whenever the company needs more from you, what I have realized is that's job security because they're like, we need you to do this and this and this and this, and we also need you to step up in this way. It was the opposite. They kept asking like less and less.
Yeah.
And I started thinking like, I'm barely even working here anymore. And it was just the classic tale of a corporation bought us. Everything changed. You kind of become just a number a little bit more. They stopped working locally as much, so then you stop valuing the local people. And it happened to us on the exact same day. I was really definitely not devastated at first, but
you were prepared mentally more than me.
Yes,
that's why
I think
was
that's
not
it.
prepared. It was a huge, terrible surprise when I saw our boss coming into my office and she had tears on her eyes and she couldn't even say a word to me because she was like, I have to follow the script right now. And she just started crying. And I was like, well, this is it.
Yeah.
And this was my nightmare because every morning I would wake up happy to go to work and it has never happened to me. That feeling of fulfillment, just like being in that building, is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. We literally ate lunch right before this with Foch, Chelsea, Huey, Sarah from KSGF, you and I, and those people, like the vibe of all of us together, that can never be replaced.
Yeah.
But I think I was sad for about 6 to 8 hours. I was
that's
really,
not funny. It's just like, I was sad for 6 to 8 hours so in Central Time.
I was very surprised how quickly it went from being really devastated to just being like, I think this is the time, because I was just really, there was this sense of doom that was over me for a while. I could just tell it was headed this direction.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little not disappointed, but a little maybe even irritated that you did not prepare me as well as you prepared yourself for that.
What's weird is I felt like I had. So it surprised me that you didn't, because I felt like I had, because Huey and I talked about it a ton, and you and I had talked about it, but my best guess is you thought it was more me like kind of theorizing.
I thought you were just being paranoid in a way.
See, and that's where I think I thought that I was preparing you, because I was dead serious. Like every single day I realized this is not a theory, like this is what's happening. So I can get how that seemed maybe that way from your perspective, but it was still surprising when it happened. So let's talk, though, about some of the good memories from being at the radio instead of just staying on us getting fired, let go. It's supposed to be a fun podcast. So there was a time that I came into the studio. It was during your shift, and I caught you dancing with a blow-up doll.
That's right.
This is
I'm so
100%
proud
true.
of that.
So what were you doing? I mean, I know, but tell.
I mean, clearly dancing with a blow-up doll. What else do you want to know?
Where were you actually? Were you up on the table at that point?
No. Are you able to like do an edit here to like plug that in?
Yes.
Okay. So for people to like watch that as I'm talking about the story, I think I was like recently broken up with or something like that. Or I was
that
like
tracks.
recently out of the relationship. And I was and I was going through that wild, maybe prime, like getting your prime back. Is that what like is fancy saying now? Getting that prime back as a
maybe.
girl.
Sure.
And I was exploring social media and what I can do with it to get a social media presence, because it's also important for our jobs. We're public figures, so we have to know what we're doing online too, and control that too. So for my show, for the morning show, for everything surrounding our radio, I was like, oh, it would be cool to start dancing in the studio and do something random here because I'm here alone. I got an idea. I was listening to this song. What was it called?
It was 303.
Yes.
Black dress with the tights underneath. You got the That's what it was.
So I got that visuals in my head as I'm driving or I'm like in the studio, and I just have this like creativity flow going on. I'm like, what can I use as a prompt for this music video to create for this song? And a few days before that, Date Kate comes in with a blow-up doll.
That was going to be my next question is,
That
did
she
you already
found
have
somewhere.
the blow-up doll?
No, it was not mine.
So Kate is who brought the blow-up doll.
Yeah.
Okay, that
I don't
makes
know
it
where
all
she
make a
found
little
it.
more
I think
sense.
she was like something happened
her-
to it, and you need to
with her, who
sanitize it
knows?
before touching it.
And she will be on the podcast, but once you see her, you'll be like, yeah, I could see her having a blow-up doll.
So I went into the office. I grabbed the blow-up doll. I blowed it up.
Blew it.
I blew.
I didn't know, like, should I tell her? Should I not? Is this going to seem condescending? But I've corrected things like that enough times that I felt okay. All right.
So I aired it up with my lungs and I started creating a clip. And towards the end, when I was really in a zone, I was just like, she wants to touch me, nah. And you walk in and I did not hear you. I just see the lights, the disco, and I'm in the flow of the music. I'm with my girlfriend, my blow-up doll.
Okay.
And I'm just dancing. I'm in the moment. And all of a sudden I turn around and I see my boss, which is you.
Doesn't that sound weird to even say that?
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't think I said anything. I just covered my face and started laughing.
This is yeah, 100%.
You were the one who started saying
Yep. And the craziest thing is there's like 5 seconds of silence.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like, I really wanted to take it in because I'm like, how weird is it that I have a job that I just opened a door and one of my employees was filming a video dancing with a blow-up doll.
If we were in like a different type of relationship, I would probably get fired for that.
Maybe sued.
Maybe even sued, yes.
But it tracked fair.
Yeah. But that video, you should plug it in and for people to see it. It's iconic and it is the best video. And a lot of people message me and they're like, is this a setup? And I'm like, no.
That's what makes it so amazing.
That was not planned.
Right.
I wanted to be left alone with a blow-up doll in a studio.
Sure,
okay?
who doesn't?
And all of a sudden I get interrupted.
Yeah.
So that was not planned.
The boss of all things.
Yeah.
Oh, like yet again. This happens to you every time somebody comes in. See ya. That's all I was doing was coming to say bye. I was like, I wonder what she's doing in there. Yep. Just dancing with a blow-up doll with a bunch of disco lights on. What else would you be doing? Wow.
Bye.
How many views did that get?
I think on TikTok I got like 30,000 views. Which
I think
is
it's
not
more.
More? You think?
I think it's more. I think it's like over 100,000.
I don't remember.
It's a lot.
Maybe.
It's a lot.
At that time, which was about maybe 4 years ago again.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I want to talk about this a little bit because I've talked about social media a lot. You really worked hard on our TikTok, and I learned a lot about TikTok from you because the craziest thing to me is the video that went the most viral of anything we all made for all of the group was one of you and Foch just like looking at the screen and like reacting to something and it got like 5 million views, right?
That, and also he was eating popcorn out of the bag that in reverse looked like it said shit.
So if you're looking to go viral, there you go.
That's
the video of you guys reacting, you weren't even reacting. You were literally
he was eating
staring
popcorn
at the
and he
camera.
was like totally bored looking at the camera, and I was just standing. I wasn't doing anything.
That was when I started to
totally
realize,
just using someone else's content to get views.
Yeah.
That's how it worked.
But anyways, I learned 2 really important things from that. I learned that just because you like go viral on TikTok does not mean your next video is going to get the same amount of views. It's like it's very hard to cash in on viral videos on TikTok. I have one right now that got like 70,000 views, something like that. I was driving through Jimmy John's and there was this squirrel on the corner of the thing that you order out of. And in the moment, it was making this like sound. That was not a very good impression. And I thought in the moment, I was like, this is the kind of stuff that goes viral. So I videoed it and it did. It got 70,000 views. That does not mean that your next video will get even more views.
It depends on the content, though. I do have to add that some videos that have parts to it do get consistent amount of views. So like somebody is doing part 1 of their like dramatic dating story, and then they're like, watch part 2 to see what happens next. And most of the time they do get back-to-back millions of views because you want to find out what happened next.
So I need to go back and like find that squirrel again for the part 2, and that might do it. No, it ironically would not.
Well,
that's what's funny. But you know what did make me really excited about that video was it made me realize that I had an eye for what would go viral at this point, because I've realized doing this podcast that my success in social media is exactly the same as the success in this, because people watching the podcast are going to go then follow me on social. People that follow me on social will see about the podcast. And so it all just seems important in a way that when I knew you when we were working at the radio station, you took social media very seriously. And I just never really did. I posted on, I was pretty good even at posting good content. It's just now, you know, there will be multiple posts about this episode before it even airs. It's just something I view as that you have to do it. And the short little clips from this podcast, I would say are equally as important and possibly more important than the full episode.
100%. Shorts and reels are a way to go, especially on LinkedIn. Did you know about that?
No.
LinkedIn is like the next social media that, you know, people are really going after.
So
to
like
post
you can just put
reels on and like short videos. Because it happens with every social media platform. Every time like Instagram adds reels, that's where it takes off. YouTube adds shorts, that's where it takes off because it's newer.
So social media, let me ask you a question really quick that I've asked a lot of people. Which do you think is the most important social media of all of the ones?
Depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
If you want to make money, YouTube.
Okay.
If you are a realtor or you just want like local presence, Facebook.
Yeah.
If you are wanting like national presence and you want to post like reels and short-term videos, that would be TikTok and Instagram. If you want to make connections, go on LinkedIn and network. Wow. So it just depends on what you want to do.
Which did you say was best about TikTok? Just short
videos. And TikTok, in my opinion right now, is kind of like dying. In my opinion, once again, maybe it's because I'm not on it as often and I'm just being biased because of that. But I think YouTube shorts and Instagram reels are now what people are watching, not like TikTok.
That was the best answer that anybody's given so far. So good. Yours actually really made a lot of sense. No insult to anybody else, but that was a very educated answer that you gave right now.
Thank you.
I've just made this show a lot about social media because so many people have a dream of being an influencer, or I mean, kids all want to get on it and say 6, 7, and like it just everybody has a little bit of a dream to do it. So I think like sharing that information is really really important. And I cannot believe that it is however long into this recording that I haven't pointed out that I'm on this side, which I never planned to do, because Katie insisted on being this side because this is her
demanded
good side.
this chair because I said I'm not sitting there because that's my ugly side.
And
I want to be here.
Yeah. And I kind of thought she was kidding. And then I realized, no, she's serious. And then I told her, no. And then she said, are you being serious? And I said, well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to be on a different side. I think it needs to follow a similar pattern. But guess who won? Here I am.
I mean, my next argument would have been, I'm going back to Texas. Like, I'm not doing this.
No, that's not. I think that's called a threat.
Yes.
Is that? If you want to support the Ginge Show, please like and subscribe. It is independently financed, aka I am financing it myself. So a like and subscribe really helps me out a lot, and it is free. If you are looking for a DJ for your wedding, private party, corporate event, the club, whatever, I'm your guy. Hit me up at thegingeshow.com or at the Ginge Show on all social media. All right, back to the episode. Please like and subscribe. All right, so when you moved here, you were how old?
16.
Wow, it's later than I thought. So you moved here. How much English did you know before you moved here?
Technically, I was taught English from the first grade in Russia, but you know how they teach you in high school, like Spanish, right? You don't really pay attention. It's one of those classes you like don't care about. And I never knew that I would need to speak English full time in my life. So
that
I
wasn't
did not
like a
care.
plan that you were okay.
So I guess to answer your question, it was like 35% English out of 100.
So imagine yourself moving to another country when you're 16. Okay, really think about that age. And you just went straight to American school and just, boom, you're just there.
Well, yeah, and I have to graduate and pass all the classes and know what I want to do for the rest of my life. So it's a lot of pressure on a teenager.
Wow.
So it was
so
very
what was
challenging.
like, how long were you able to like speak enough where quickly you were able to like make friends and have good conversations, or did you feel very isolated at the beginning?
In the beginning, I was not very isolated because a lot of people were interested in my persona because I was like an exotic bird in Bolivar High School, and I was like the
That
only
is wild,
Russian.
there's a Bolivar.
Yeah, I was the only Russian student, and everybody wanted to like be friends with me. But then they quickly realized they can't because I don't understand what they're saying. I knew English alphabet. I knew how to say where's the library. I knew how to say how are you? How are you doing? How do you do? I knew how to say curse words. I knew that, and that's about it. So then I made a friend.
That's all. Okay, so you made a friend.
I made one friend, and the girl was hard of hearing. Why we bonded so well together is because of our contrast. I could not speak very well. She could not hear very well. And so in a weird way, our combo was very, very strong together because we came up with this like combination of like English with sign language, and we understood each other perfectly. And she was the one who started to teach me slang, what American teenagers are like, what you should and should not say, the type of guys you should like and should not like. So all the things about American high school that I only saw in movies, I started to experience with her, on top of learning English through her. And she, shout out to her, she was very, very patient with me. Whoa. Because on top of her not understanding what I'm saying and not be able to hear me very well, she was also very patient and trying to like be like, hey, this is the word you're trying to say, I think. And let's repeat it again. Things like that.
Yeah. So that's a very unlikely story. So that's incredible.
Yeah, that was my first friend.
And our 13-year-old daughter is amazing at ASL, so like I understand some of what you're talking about. That's very unique story. So you moved here when you're 16. So when you started learning, when did you start at Power?
I started Power in 2019.
So how old were you?
I was 20.
So living here 4 years, she started working on a radio station.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. If you don't hear that and think that's impressive, like that is very impressive.
I appreciate that.
And I always liked, too, that you liked the name Katie from Russia because, like, I think some people would be kind of, like, nearly offended by it. But I can relate to it because I ended up getting called the Ginge.
I know. And you say that you hated it, but you have the coolest nickname ever, and it's super catchy.
Well, hopefully I went ahead and kept using it, so thank you for saying that. It was really weird, like, going on with this nickname. I thought a lot about this because growing up, I hated having red hair. There's no, like, you don't go to high school with people that are just like, oh, I love your red hair. Now, I feel like in every point of my life had at least one girl that really liked my red hair and was, like, into it. But I hated getting called... Well, I hated getting called Ginger forever, but South Park made it to where I heard gingers have no souls. I mean, I have heard that 5,000 times or more in my entire life. So I hated being called a ginger. But when I moved here, that boss said, I got your name. I know what it is, the Ginge. And I thought just like, fine, I'll just go with it. I don't know anybody around here anyways. And here I am, like, 10 years later, still using it.
Yeah.
So yours stuck, mine's stuck. I don't know what you thought of it at the beginning, but it still definitely was very catchy.
I could add something about the ginger, but I think it's going to sound weird.
Well, just add.
I don't think gingers are ugly.
Wow.
Like,
wow, great.
no,
Yeah.
I actually,
I'm sorry, let me get the laugh out. Like, thank you. All right, go on.
I actually think that like gingers in my like tier of like men who are attractive, I like lighter men to begin
Okay.
with. So to me,
Yeah, you've had blonde boyfriends.
yes, blonde or like light ginger color, I think they're hot.
Wow. I'm going to take that as just a pure compliment. So
You should.
Thank you. Thank you very
I
much.
hope it's not like weird that I said
No,
that. But
I don't think it's weird. It's pure
there
compliment
is like
to me.
different colors of ginger that I think are not attractive. It's like it
I do
depends
think
on the person
in the tier
too.
of red hair, that is, I have always liked mine. If I was going to be redheaded, I liked this one.
Yeah, it's like
and
gold.
As I gray, it's going to nearly just turn blonde, which is a very interesting
Oh,
part.
and you have a receding hairline
about-
too, remember?
No. Yeah, I found out. There was a minute that I thought that was happening. I don't know if you accused me of that or what happened, but it turned out my barber was cutting that as part of the fade. He actually like that, and I told him not to do that again. There was a little bit where I thought, I'm losing my hair.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was.
But you're ginger, you're not going to lose your hair for a while. Like gingers are prone to have thicker hair, I feel like.
Good. Well, I didn't even know that, but science, thank you for that one. All right. So also really quick, you are an American citizen.
Yes.
How long ago did that happen? 2 years?
2 years. 2.5, maybe 3. No, 2. It's
And
2,
what
yeah.
has to happen? I didn't know. What has to happen to become an American citizen? You took like a test?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you have to be in America for 5 years, I believe is the law. I could be wrong. It could be 10. Then you have to obviously have a green card. And you have to apply online and you have to pay the fee, which is, I think it was $700. Then you go take a test. You study 100 questions on a list, and the officer asks you only 5 to 10 questions, depending on how well you will respond and answer. They usually start the test with like casual, hi, how was the weather outside? How was your drive? To kind of catch and see how well you speak English.
Okay.
And the test itself is reading, writing, and speaking. So all of that together, very fast process. Then you're going to your naturalization ceremony, and then that's it. You get your certificate.
Okay. One more thing on this topic is you told me something one time that really stuck with me about speaking another language, that because there was a time where I just think you didn't have many Russian people around you, which that's got to be one of the best parts of living in Dallas, is getting to socialize. But you told me something that really stuck with me, that essentially you are thinking in Russian and translating that at all times. I had never really thought about that, of like, your thoughts are going on in your language, correct? Is that how you said it?
Okay, that's what you said to me. And I kept it in my mind. And then until this day, thank you for reminding me. I just forgot that that's what my brain does. You said you watched a Survivor show or something like that. And there was a girl who was bilingual. And she said that every time she speaks, she has to first think it in her language, which makes sense. And I think that's what my brain does too. I just don't concentrate on that. And when you mentioned it, it stuck in my head for days after that. So thank you for reminding me.
Well, when it's stuck in your head, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad thing, because I was like concentrating on Russian and getting tongue-tied in English, and it was annoying. But
So that was a Survivor
But
player,
it's true.
not you.
No.
Well, I guess what I realized is that just how exhausting it was to be having to speak another language all day long. I don't know. I thought kind of once you learned another one, it just flowed out of your mouth with your thoughts. But no, it's having to translate it all the time.
No.
You are obsessed with The Weeknd, but when you let me say that another way. When I first met you, you were obsessed with The Weeknd. When did that start and why?
It started once again when I was listening to 96.5 when I was working.
That's when it started?
I heard on the station Starboy by The Weeknd, and I was working.
Love that one.
I was working nights, or not nights. I think I was working evenings as a housekeeper. It was my first job in America. And I was listening to the radio as I was cleaning, and I was like, ooh, what is this beat? Ooh, what is this voice? I want to listen more of him. And then I found out the song Hills that I did not know I knew before that. It was very popular. Everybody knows that song. And then I found more and more, and I was like, I love more than 5 songs by this artist. Does that mean I'm his fan? And I just decided that I am.
Yeah.
And then I listened to more of his albums, and I don't know. I love everything about him.
Do you think he's hot?
Yes. He's not my type.
But did the music make you think that he was hot?
Yes.
Because I feel like that was, being a musician always felt like that helped my looks, kind of like it felt like it made up for something. It felt like if I was singing and had a guitar, it was like putting a filter on me. That's what it was kind of like. It was like the guitar and the singing was like a Snapchat filter.
I'm not gonna lie. When I went to New Orleans, I almost made out with a guy who was just playing saxophone because I was so just like, I like what you do with your mouth, and I like how you hold your that thing. So he thought I was crazy, and he did not want to talk to me.
So it didn't work out?
I had tequila before I said that. It did not work out.
That detail
but
did not need to
musicians
be
are
said.
really attractive. Okay. I also think that.
Well, see,
so
I thought that would be, wow, that saxophone story was good. I did not see that one coming. That's going to make a clip for sure. Okay, so I told you could ask me a couple of questions. What do you got? For a second, I thought you were pulling it out of your boot. I really did. I thought you had a note in it. Okay.
Okay. How does music come in your head? I never understood people, speaking about musicians, I never understood people who can just have song in their head. Is that voices in your mind? Is that how
I've said this to my wife a lot. I think my best ideas come when my brain is running in the background, nearly if you shut your computer, it's still on. Okay. So I feel like my best ideas come when I'm not trying to think of anything, and then it just pops into my brain. So it does kind of happen, like you said. It's just definitely all of my good questions for the podcast happen not when I'm sitting writing questions, but when I'm not. Wherever it is, and then I will run to, it used to be run to a computer, but now I have my phone, and it just auto syncs to everything. But that is, I call it just my brain working in the background.
I cannot understand that still, and it's very impressive, by the way. So applaud to you. And the next question I had, so you know how to write notes and stuff?
No.
You know notes?
I know how to look at a scale. I know the piano. I know all the notes, and I know the.
But you don't know how to write them on a paper?
Not a clue. No clue. Reading sheet music, I never even learned. And if my band teacher from high school is watching, we would go to these contests, and they would hand us all, you'd have to play by sight, you know what I mean? And all the instrumentalists, the trumpets and stuff, could read the notes. I was a drummer. I never even kind of had a clue. I would just play what sounded good with it.
Then
no
that
clue.
Gives me even more questions, because how do you come up with the sound in your head, and then you press every key on the piano to match with the sound in your head?
Well, every chord structure has 7 notes that are in just the scale, and so you just figure out ways
and you
of
record
combining
it.
them.
You don't write it down to remember it?
No, never. I've never written a note ever, not one time.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, you can just see a little keyboard under the desk over there. I just pull that out, plug it in, and just start playing around until it sounds right.
That is crazy.
So
that blows my mind. Last question. Would you rather go fishing or hunting? You have to choose one.
Oh, that one is so easy. Definitely fishing.
Gross.
Hunting to me is so weird on so many levels. First of all, you have to be quiet. Sounds awful. That alone.
You would get distracted by a bird and you would like start coming up with music.
I would because unfortunately for my
Whistling.
wife, like I need to talk like constantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to just sit around quietly. Second, you have to pay attention. So it's not like you can be quiet and read a book or like play on your phone. You have to be quiet and just look around. That sounds terrible. Okay.
But when you fish, you also have to be quiet.
No, you don't. They're like swimming around in the water.
No, but you also have to pay attention to see like when the fish got caught.
Well, I mean, for the record, I've only been fishing like twice, so I didn't really even know that. But I feel like though you just zzz out in the, and then you just talk to, Tony,
You
let's
can't
get
talk. You have to be
another-
quiet.
No, do you really?
Yeah.
Look, make a comment if you have to be quiet when you fish, because I do not think so. Have you been fishing much?
Yeah.
Oh.
With my
I think
uncle.
fish are different in Russia. They have better hearing. I think I read that one time. Texas fish and fish around here don't hear as well. That must be what it is. Because I have never
You
heard
have to be
this.
quiet. You have to pay attention. Like both of those things are the same. That's why I was curious why fishing, because fishing adds disgusting smell to you that
Well,
you
yeah,
bring
I
with
hate
you.
the smell of fish.
But with hunting, it's like you can catch a disease. Maybe. I don't know. Like
Well,
from
that
the
seems
blood.
worse for sure.
So, but
But you have to like take the animal and just like slit its throat, and then, well, I guess it's already dead, so you don't have to do that. But you have to cut all its skin off or whatever and chop it up. It sounds terrible. The whole thing. The quietness is the worst. The not being able to visually use your eyes is the second worst. And the third worst is just killing something. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
It sounds
I agree.
everything about hunting sounds terrible.
I don't like both of those things.
Yeah, I don't like either.
I can't do
anyways, but
any
fishing
of it.
would be less. Plus, you could throw the fish back. You can't like shoot something and then like unshoot it. At least I've never heard of that. If that's possible, I would be interested in hunting. But
I mean, that's only
maybe
possible.
there'd be like laser tag hunting. Like maybe that would be fun. Quicker questions here that are a little bit random. Okay, would you go to space if you could?
No, zero chance.
Why?
Never. I'm claustrophobic.
Oh,
I cannot.
wow. I'm claustrophobic too, and I had not thought about that it would be claustrophobic.
Also,
feeling.
have you seen how they take showers? How water flows in like bubbles and you have to catch it to like yeah.
That's
awful.
real?
Yeah. Have you not seen those NASA videos on YouTube?
Oh, so you're talking about so you're talking more like going to space and staying there. Not like what's the Amazon guy that has the jets? What's his name?
Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. Doesn't he have like space shuttles? SpaceX?
I think that's Elon Musk.
Oh.
Maybe.
Well, it's probably one of those guys.
Yeah.
So, but would you do that like a quick ride out?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to be there.
I don't think I would either because it just sounds creepy. Like, and I hadn't even
dark.
thought about the claustrophobic thing.
Yeah.
When one of the MRI machines, I think we talked about that. I had to be given something. The first time I went to get an MRI, I couldn't even do it. It just creeped me out too much how close
I had to literally like listen, just like give myself the biggest like pep talk inside. Just be like, you're strong, you can do this. You're strong, you can do this. And just like either like curse or just like say something random in my head to like distract myself, because not only that they put you there, but also they like put cage on your like head and on your neck that is even closer. Like you lay like so anyways.
Yeah, I know.
MRIs are disgusting.
Yeah, and I know they're like trying to save your life and stuff, but they could do it in a more humane way. Both of us took the same stance. Okay. This one I am so excited to ask you. And because it's you, and I think you're going to have such entertaining answers, you can give me more than one.
Okay.
What annoys you? What are pet peeves?
What annoys me is men. My pet peeves are when American people start speaking to foreigners louder, thinking that they would understand word better.
Oh, that seems so real.
Oh my God. I cannot even tell you how many times that have happened to me and my mother. I don't know why people think we would understand the word better just because you said it again and louder.
That is so true. What's your name?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Oh.
not deaf. I just don't understand what you're saying.
Wow, that is... I know you're right 100%, and I never considered that. Wow. You know, when you just said that, your mom really liked me a lot, and I felt very complimented by that. Because your mom
She still does.
Thank you. That makes me feel good, because your mom does not seem like somebody that just likes everybody.
No,
she
does not like everybody.
Yeah, it seems like if she likes you, you're doing something right.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the way it has always felt for me with your mom. You know, one thing that happened when we all worked together at the radio station is they really did wear me down with calling these dolls. Yeah. I have multiple times now already said on this podcast, like, well, I have my dolls there. I
wouldn't call them dolls.
I wouldn't either.
I would call them toys.
Oh, my gosh. I feel like I walked right into that one. Oh,
just because, I mean, what is the, like, this is cute. This is not a toy, but
Shout out to Trent. He made that one.
Yeah, but this is like,
I think it's yarn, or what is it?
A dinosaur?
What's a dinosaur? That isn't what I... but I think it's like...
So yeah, all of these are like little souvenirs.
Yeah, that's kind of right.
Yeah, but like things like that are like collectible things.
This is kind of like closer to art.
Yeah.
Like this is a real artist. That's just a wooden cat.
But those I feel like are more like toys, like your Funko Pops.
See this one right here? That's actually a USB hub.
Oh, that's cool.
That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Wow.
I know. He's like,
do you have to charge this thing? Or
no.
Like,
it just like you'd send it out to the computer there. Oh. It does have a hub to power it, so then they're powered ones. But I always thought this thing was pretty cool.
Where do you find all this?
I think I had to order this. Like sometimes when I don't know what is inside of me that just loves, like, I guess they are toys. There's no other way to call it, but I just thought it was so cool. And I think I'm inspired by this stuff.
I can see that.
You know what I mean?
They represent you very well.
Because they can't see that.
They can see that, but there is a bear on top of me.
And a
head
shark.
Of a bear and a shark. Fake. like toy-like.
I got them from the kids section at Target.
Did you just step on me?
Yeah.
I need to step on you 3 times, otherwise we'll get in a conflict. That's a Russian superstition. It's very serious.
And it did happen. I can't cut that out. That's too good. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, I do think, like, feel like I have a very light energy. Not light, like, but just kind of like, I'm not a super heavy person.
You're very easy to talk to, and you have very welcoming energy for sure.
Thank you.
To you, I just want to like give out my social security number. Like, you would scam people so well. Has anyone ever told you this? Like, you would be so good at, like, sounds bad, but like selling drugs.
I have considered that field, but
you would be so rich. You would be like the best black market salesman.
Do you think I would be good on Survivor?
No.
Tell me why, because I don't know that I think I would either.
Because you won't shut up. Somebody would tell you a secret and you would be dying inside to tell it to someone, and it would be like me, who is like planning something, plotting with like other team, and you would tell it to me thinking I'm your ally. And
then
I'm
you would
just like,
slit my throat. Oh man, see, I thought I would be so good at it, and Sarah said how bad I would be at it yesterday too, and she said because like when I don't like somebody, I can't hide it, and I think that is true.
You can try to hide it for $1 million, I feel like, though.
I think I could too.
You cannot stop talking.
Because that's so true.
That's
I feel like when
change.
I was younger, I would have like hurt my feelings, but now at this point, I just know it's true. I mean, I just talked about that's why I couldn't go hunting. So, like, I think that's acknowledging it somewhat. Yeah, I like nearly everybody, but if I dislike somebody, it's hard for me to hide it because they've earned it. Like, if I dislike you've earned that spot. To me, I always felt like one of the reasons we connected so quickly was that I saw your value just like right away. You didn't have to convince me of that at all. Just like I saw it right when we talked. I was like, this is somebody that I would want to work there.
Before I know I'm like the host of this pod. Before we wrap this up, can I tell you my favorite memory of like us?
Please do.
So, 3 years ago, when I was single, you invited me to go to a New Year's party with you, your wife, and we went to Top House, I think.
Okay.
And that was the moment that like really made me like grew close to you on a very different level. I was talking to a guy at that moment, and he was very weird. I did not want to talk to him anymore, and I think we kind of like I either ghosted him or just like blocked him. I don't remember, but it ended up very like awkward. We weren't dating. We were just like we went on like 2 dates. But the guy liked me, and on that New Year's night, as I was drinking with other people, and you were there with your wife, I came up to you and I was like, this guy is here. And you knew about this story. You knew that the guy is weird. And I immediately felt very, not like unsafe to the level where we have to call the cops, but to the level where I don't want to talk to him right now. This is a New Year's night, New Year's Eve. I'm not in the mood for this drama. And as I'm standing drinking with Kate and some other lady I don't remember the name of, this guy comes up to us. And at that moment, you were aware of that. And you come up to me as he's approaching us. And he says, Katarina, can I talk to you? And you said, no, she cannot. And he looked at you with like confusion, yet fear. And I felt protected for the first time. Like, I'm going to cry.
No, I remember that as well. And it is, that goes back to me not being very like confrontational, but it is very easy once again. Like if I'm going to, like, I feel like it would be taken seriously.
Yes.
Because it's not
and
normal.
like the reason why it grew so close to me is because, like I said, I felt protected for the first time by a man, because I'm from a single mom household. If you're from a household like that, you can probably relate to me. I have never had like a father figure in my life, or like an older brother, or anybody who is a male to protect me. It was always woman or myself. And so when you stepped in and protected me like that, I was like, oh my God. I platonically, I love this man so much. Like he is like my family. Like I can trust him with everything. And I don't know, it just that was the moment where I really, really grew close to you.
Katie, thank you for being here. This has been the hardest one to even stop. Like you and I could talk forever. The feeling is completely mutual of love. And I hope you're back on again. I've never fully figured out how to end the episodes, so let's
end it with a hug.
Let's end it with a hug.
This is the most fake hug of all time, I feel like.
Bye.